Shalom and welcome to our Hebrew class for this week. And as we've been going through the book of John in Hebrew, we have now completed Yehuchanan or John chapter 1. And so we have a revision for this week, revision part A, and is to challenge us to see how much we have remembered and what we've learnt. So we're going through chapter 1 verses 1 to 28. So let us begin then. And so, in order for us to just highlight what we remember and whether we fully grasp the use of nikud or vowel markings, we have the chart again and the useful resources for anyone who's not so familiar with it and wishes to practice the Hebrew and look up some. So I give you these resources each week, and we hope that you use them. So let us begin now. So we begin, of course, with the first part, and of course that's verse 1. So if we look here, we've got an aleph, and that has a value of 1, being the first letter of the alphabet. And then we begin reading, Bereshit, meaning in the beginning, Haya, was, or it was, or he was, Hadavar, the word. The Hadavar and the word Haya was et, which is a grammar marker for the highlighting the next word. So first we look at the translation. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with a grammar marker. And then we read the second line, Ha Elohim, the Elohim. The Elohim and Elohim, Haya, he was, or it was, let's say he was, Hadavar, the word. The Elohim and Elohim was the word. And then we have a Vayet, which is the second letter of the alphabet. So we're in verse 2. Who, he, Haya, was, Vereshit, in the beginning, et grammar marker, Ha Elohim, the Elohim. He was in the beginning, grammar marker, the Elohim. Now we can see in there it's a little bit different than we're used to reading, because often it says the word was with Elohim, but here it's saying that the word was Elohim and Elohim was the word. It's a way of emphasizing that the word is also Elohim. For all those who, question whether the word is actually Elohim. So it's quite strong language. And so we can now move to the next page. And we see we're in verse 3, and it's represented with a gimel, the third letter of the alphabet. And it is, and we read, Hakol, it means all or everything, Niyah, came to be, is probably because we know that Haya is to be, and it's a nifeld. So came to be, al by yado, his hand, u mi bal adaif, and from him exclusively. So it's like from him alone, we could even say, right? Lo not niya, came to be. So all or everything came to be by his hand, and from him exclusively not came to be. Kol, which can also be anything. It can mean all or anything. Asher, that, niya, came to be. Anything that came to be. And then we have a dalet, verse 4, the fourth letter of the alphabet. Bo, which in this case is in him, hayu, they were, or it was, chayim, life. The ha, chayim, and the life, you. It was. Or light, livne, to the sons of, because of the zere and the yod, we can put a of after it, to the sons of Ha'adam, man. In him it was life, and the life, it was light to the sons of man. And so we move to verse 5, which is represented with a He, the fifth letter of the alphabet. Then we have Ve Ha'or, and the light, He'ir, shines. So this He is a causative. It's like a hifil, cause to shine, right? So it shines. Ba'choshek, in the darkness. The ha-choshek, and the darkness, lo not. He see go, surpasses it, with the pronoun being on the end. So I've called that it rather than him, right? Because we're talking about darkness. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness not surpasses it. And then we have a vav, value of 6, the sixth letter of the alphabet. Vehi, and it was, translated often as came to pass, ish, and it was ish, a man. Shaluach, sent or sent out, me'et, from, with the grammar marker, ha-Elohim, the Elohim, Ushmo, and his name. And it was a man sent out from, grammar marker, the Elohim, and his name, Yahuchanan. And in modern Hebrew dictionary, you'll see that as Yochanan, which is like a short form of Yahu, remembering that all the prophets, like Yeshayahu, has Yahu at the end. And Yahu is like a short form of Yahuwah, or in modern terms, Yahweh. And so we can move now to the next one, and we see it's a Zion, which has a value of 7. And then we have who, he, va, came, le edut, for a testimony, le ha'id, to testify. So this is more like a hifil. Al, by, or it can be about. Al can be regarding, about. It has quite a few translations. So regarding, ha, or the light. Le'ma'an, so that he came for a testimony, to testify about the light, so that Ya'aminu, they shall believe, because we know He'amin means to believe. They shall believe. Kulam, all of them, or them all. Al, again it means by, so it's a different regarding, or by. Yado, his hand. They shall believe, them all of them, by his hand. Then we have a chet, which has a value of 8, the 8th letter of the alphabet. Who, he, lo, not, haya, was, ha, or, the light, ki, im, which normally together will be often translated as but, le, ha, id, to testify, but to testify. He not was the light, but to testify. And then we move again and we read here. Al, again it means about, so to testify regarding or about. ha'or, the light. About the light. And then we have a tet. It has a value of 9, ninth letter of the alphabet. Ha'or, the light. Ha'amiti, the true. Ha'me'ir, the one illuminating. Again, it's got the root here is ear, which is, of course, from light. The one illuminating or the one lighting. Lekal, to all or every Adam man. Asher, that. So we have the light, the true, the one illuminating to every man, that. Va comes. El, to ha'olam, the world. That comes to the world. And then we have a yod, which of course has a value of 10. It's the 10th letter of the alphabet. Ba'olam, in the world. Haya, he was. Remembering that no pronoun, we can often replace, we can put he there or it, right? So he was. Al, and by. Yado, his hand. Niya, came to be. Ha'olam, the world. In the world he was, and by his hand came to be the world. Ve'ha'olam, and the world, lo, not, yeda'o, did know him. Literally, it's like his knowing, but it's best to translate as did know him. And the world not did know him. Then we have a yod, value of 10, and a left value of 1, so we know we're in verse 11. Who, he, va, came, be, shelo, now it's translated into his own. Literally, it's in belonging to him, because shel often means to belong. So, but it's translated into his own. Va'asher, and that, him, they, lo, to him, lo, not. He came into his own, and that they to him not. And then we have this word, kibeluhu, kibeluhu, and we translate it as received him, because kibel means to receive, to acquire, right? Received him. And so we turn now to verse 12, which is represented with the yod 10, veit 2. The hum kab lim, which is, and the ones receiving, because we got the same root, oto him, ha ma'aminim, meaning the ones believing, bishmo, in his name. And the ones receiving him, the ones believing in his name, Natan, he gave. Oz, which is like power, strength. He gave power. Lamo, to them. Liyot, meaning to be. Banim, which is like sons. Le Elohim, to Elohim. He gave strength to them to be sons to Elohim. And then we have a yod 10, gimel 3. Asher, who, and we could add is, lo not, mi dam, meaning from blood, ve lo, and not, me chefetz, from the desire, and I could add of, ha basar, the flesh. Af, which can mean even, because it's a conjunction, who is not from blood and not from the desire of the flesh, even lo, not, mechefetz, meaning from the desire of gever, which means man. No la du, they are born. Ki im, but me Elohim, from Elohim. Not from the desire of man, they are born, but from Elohim. Then we have Yod 10, Dalet 4, so that means we're in 14. The ha-davar, and the word, niyah, was made, vasar, meaning flesh, vayish khan, and he dwelt, betokenu, in our midst, because tok means midst. Va nechazeh, nechazeh, which is, and we beheld, with the translation being, and the word was made flesh, and he dwelt in our midst, and we beheld. Kevodo, kevodo, which is his glory, his esteem. Kikavod, it could be just kikvod, right? Like the glory, ben of the Son, Yachid, the only, le'aviv, to his Father. Rav, which can mean great or abundant, because it can mean many, so it can be abundant. Chesed, so you could say abundant, and we could add in chesed, which we know as kindness or even grace. His glory, like the glory of the Son, the only, to his Father, great in kindness. Ve'emet, and truth. And truth. And then we have a tet, which has a value of 9, and a vav, which has a value of 6. So 9 and 6 is 15. That's where we're at. Ve'yahu Chanan, that's John, He'id, testified, alive, about him, Vayikra, and called out, Lemor, to say, Hine, behold. And Yehuchanan, John, testified about him and called out to say, behold, Ze, this, or this is, who, he, Asher, whom, Amarti, I said, Haba, the one coming, Acharei, after me, Haya, he was. This is he whom I said, the one coming after me, he was. Lefanei, which is generally translated before me, or it could mean to my face. Ki for kodem. Kodem means prior. Li, to me. Haya, he was. So before me, for prior to me, he was. Now we come to Tet, value of 9, Zion, value of 7. 9 and 7 is 16. So that's how, those are the two different ones which are a little bit stranger than we're used to. So we read, U, mi, melo, o. And from his, that's the pronoun on the end, his fullness, lakach nu, we have acquired, because lakach normally means to take. Rather than to receive, it means to take, to acquire. So we acquired kulanu, kulanu, which is all of us, or we all. Chesed, which is kindness or grace. Al, and we could say upon chesed, kindness or grace. And from his fullness we've acquired, we all, or all of us, kindness upon kindness, or grace upon grace. And then we have Yod 10, Zion 7. So we're in 17. Ki, for, ha, Torah, meaning the Torah, the instructions. Nitana, was given. Biyad, which could be into the hand of Moshe, veha chesed, and the kindness or the grace or the favor. For the Torah was given into the hand of Moshe, and the kindness, veha emet, and the truth, ba'u, they came. Because remember, there's two of them, truth and grace. So they came, al by yadei, the hands of, because again the zere and the yod, hands of Yahushua, ha-ma-shi-ach, the Messiah. And the truth, they came by the hands of Yahushua, the Messiah. And then we have Yod, Chet. Yod is 10, Chet is 8. So we're in 18. Et, which is always a grammar marker, Ha Elohim, the Elohim, lo not Ra'ah, has seen. It's a completed form, so it has seen. Ish, a man, me olam, from the world. Grammar marker, the Elohim not has seen a man from the world. Ha ben, meaning the son. Ha yachid, meaning the unique, the only, the unique. Ashir, who, and we could say who is, bechek, in the bosom of, I'll add, ha'av, the father, who, he, hodi'ah. And it's translated as announced him, but it literally is caused to make him known. Because we know it comes from the root of yada, to know. Right? So he causes to make him known. Because it's like a hifel, right? The Son, the unique, who is in the bosom of the Father, he announced him. Or he made him known. Then we have a Yod 10, Tet 9. So we're in 19. vezot. And this edut, you could say, is the witness of, because also that's a construct form. Yehuchanan, John, bish loach, in sending, and I'll translate it as when sent, ha Yehudim, the Jews. And this is the witness of Yehuchanan, John, in sending the Yehudim. Kohanim, priests. In other words, they're the ones that sent the people. Uv Leviim, and the Levites, mi Yerushalayim, from Jerusalem, lish'al, to ask, oto, him. Priest and Levite from Jerusalem to ask him. Me, which is who, and we could add to that, who are, ata, you. Who are you? And we got calf now. Now we're in verse 20. The who, and he, Hoda, did admit. Velo, and not ki chesh, did deny. Va yo day, and admitted. Lemor, to say, lo not. And he did admit, and not did deny, and admitted to say, not, ha-ma-shiach, the Messiah, ani, I am. The Mashiach, I am. And we have a calf 20, a left 1, so we're in 21. Vayom ru, and they said, Elev, unto him, Umi, and who, therefore I add, are, ata you, ha Eliyahu, which we know is Elijah, ata you. And they said unto him, and who are you? The Eliyahu, or we can just say Eliyahu, you? And so we move again to 21b, which is Va-yo-mer. And he said, Eineni, not I am, or not I, ha'ata, and then it's like a question again, a questioning hey, which says, are you? Ha-navi, the prophet, Vaya'an, and he answered, lo, not. And the translation there, and he said, not I. Are you the Navi, the prophet? And he answered, no. And then we have a calf, which is 20, a ve'et 2, va-yomru. And they said, Elev, unto him, me, who they this. That's literal translation, but you could say, who are, ata, you, lema'an, so that, na shiv, we may return. If we look at this root, shiv or shuv, it means to return. So we may return. And they said to him, who this, or who are you, so that we may return. The nun is a pronoun. Et, which is a grammar marker, sholchenu, which is a grammar marker with to the one sending us, and literally it means to the senders of us. Davar, meaning a word. Ma, what, and this is tomar, do you say, because the tav is second person, do you say, le nafsheka, for yourself. To the senders of us, or to the one sending us, a word. What do you say for yourself? And then we have a kaf 20, a gimel 3, and it is vayomer ani. So vayomer, and he said, ani, I am kol, meaning a voice, korei, which is a participle, calling out, vamidbar, in the wilderness, panu, which means you clear. And he said, I am a voice calling out in the wilderness, you clear. Derek, which is the way, and we could say the way of. Yahuwah, or Yahweh, Ka'asher, like that, Amar, he said, Yeshayahu, Isaiah, Ha-Navi, the prophet. The way of Yahweh, like that, he said, Yeshayahu, Isaiah the prophet. And we have a kaf and a dalet, which is 20 and 4, and 24. Veha shaluchim, and the sent ones, ba'u, they came, min, from, ha perushim, meaning the Pharisees. And the sent ones, they came from the perushim, the Pharisees. And then we have a kaf, 20, a hey, 5, 25. Vayish'aluhu, and they asked him. Vayomru, and they said, Elev, unto him, Madua, which can be why or for what reason, a fo, then. And they asked him, and they said unto him, why then? And then we have mat bil, which means immerse. Ata, you, im, if, ein ka, not you, ha Mashiach, the Messiah, velo, and not Eliyahu, meaning Elijah. Immerse you, if not you, the Mashiach, the Messiah, and not Eliyahu, Elijah. And then we have velo, and not Ha-Navi, the prophet, and not the prophet. And then we have kaf, 20, vav, 6, vaya'an, and he answered, Otam, them, Yehuchanan, John, vayomer, and he said, Anoki, I am matbil, immersing. And he answered them, Yehuchanan, and he said, I am immersing. Bamayim, in water. Uv to ka kem, and in your midst. Omed is standing, we could almost say, or stands, asher, whom, lo not, yadatem, you do know, oto, him. In water, and in your midst stands, whom not, you do know, him. And we have a calf 20, Zion 7 through 27. Who, he or he is, Haba, the one coming, Achare, after me, who, Haya, he was, Lifane, before me, or to my face. He is the one coming after me, who was before me. Va'ani, and I am nakalti, unworthy, mehatir, from loosening, sarok, the strap, and we can add of, ne'alayev, his sandal. I am unworthy from loosening the strap of his sandal. And we have a calf, 20, chet 8, we're in 28. V'zot, and this. Haita was, or it was, be'vet, in the house, and we could say of, Anya, me'ever, from across, from over, la Yarden, to the Jordan. And this was in the house of Anya, from over or from across to the Jordan, the Jordan. And finally, we have Asher, where, because remember, Asher can be used in different ways, many different ways. So here, to suit the context, it's where Yehuchanan matbil, meaning immersed, sham, there. Where Yehuchanan, John, immersed there. And so we finally come to the valve markings, just to refresh ourselves that the names of them, where we have the dot above the letter, often the valve will not be said, and it's just the valve marking, and it's called cholam, with the O sound. And then we have Shavah, which breaks up the syllables of the word. Then we have Segol, which is a short E sound. Zere, which is a longer E sound. A Patak, short A. Kamat, a longer A. Then we have Shuruk, which is like the U sound. And Kubutz, a longer U sound. And then we have a combination called Kataf Segol. Has a Shavah followed by a Segol. And we have Chirek, the I sound, and then Kataf Patak, short A sound. Then we have Kataf Kamat, which is the longer A sound. And finally we come to the chart, which tells us the values of the letters. And again, I've given you our useful resources, and I do pray you use them. And so let us just look at we'll just take the two lines here. A Zion is 7, a Chet is 8, a Tet is 9, a Yod is 10, a Kaf is 20, a Lamed is 30, Mem is 40, Nun is 50, Samek is 60, Ayin is 70, Pei or Fei is 80, and Zade is 90. And so that brings us to the end of those verses, and we do pray that you remembered some of that, and you will just keep going and practicing as we move into the next chapter. And we just want to wish you a Shavua Tov, a great week in Yeshua, our Messiah and our King. Amen.